So we have a critical reasoning question, and with critical reasoning, the goal always is to stay in the scope of the argument and the passage. Don't bring in outside information. This question, this critical reasoning question, is a weakens question. So, a couple things when it comes to strengthen and weakens question. One, stronger language is better in both situations. Words like all, never, many, always, only, those are very strong language words, so look for those in the answer choices. And particularly for weakens questions, depending on the argument, there are a couple of ways to go about it. So with this argument, let's find it. Clearly, therefore, one way Pretoria to reduce highway deaths would be to require shippers to increase their use of triple trailer trucks. All right, so this is a recommendation, and it's saying they want to reduce highway deaths. You should increase the three trailer trucks, the use of the three trailer trucks. All right, why do they think that? The very largest trucks, with those with three trailers, had less than a third of the accident rate of single and double trailer trucks. So you're telling me the three trailer trucks had less than a third of the accident rates of the single and double trailer trucks. So there's something about the three trailer trucks that's causing the smaller accident rate. That's why you should use those in order to reduce highway deaths. Well, why is the accident rate relevant? Large trucks account for 6% of the miles driven, but are involved in 12% of all highway fatalities. So there's the scope. We're talking about three trailer trucks, increasing their use to reduce highway deaths. So it's a recommendation, but also a causal argument. And when you want to weaken a causal argument, you find another reason for the outcome. So if you can find another reason for the outcome, you're weakening that argument. In addition, with recommendations, if you take that approach and a negative outcome happens, that also weakens the recommendation. So those are the two things we're kind of looking for. Give me another reason why why the three trailer trucks have a third of the accident rate, or show me that if we take this approach and use more three trailer trucks, they might be a negative outcome, or it won't reduce highway deaths. So A says, Praetorian trucking companies have so far used triple trailer trucks on lightly traveled sections of major highways only. See the word only, that's a stronger language, so that might be something important. And it's telling me that they're using only certain sections of the highway. So maybe that's why they have less than a third of the accident rate. So this one is very good because now it's telling me a whole other reason. It's giving me a specific reason as to why the three trailer trucks, using more of those won't necessarily reduce highway deaths because those trucks have been separated from the other two, like that one. No matter what changes Pretoria makes in the regulation of trucking, it will have to keep some smaller roads off limits to large trucks. We're not worried about regulation of trucking, so that's a little out of scope. Very few fatal collisions involving trucks are collisions between two trucks. The argument is about increasing the use of three trailer trucks to reduce highway deaths, not about how the trucks are, what accidents happen with trucks. It's not about that. D says, in Pretoria, the safety record of the trucking industry as a whole has improved slightly over the past 10 years. Okay, that's interesting because if you have an increasing safety record, then these numbers might be skewed. But the problem with these is that it's too broad. We want to stay within the scope of the passage and the argument. And the argument is saying we want to reduce highway deaths by increasing the use of triple trailer trucks. D doesn't really talk about either of those. It just talks about the broader trucking industry. So D is out. And E says the maximum legal payload of a triple trailer trucks is less than 3 times the maximum legal payload, so we're not worried about payloads. Again, that's out of the scope. It's about reducing highway deaths by increasing the triple trailer trucks. So A is the only one that directly attacks that argument.